People tell many stories about castles, houses, and treasures that seem to be cursed, and it is as if everyone who goes to them is faced with a chain of bad luck. But it would be best if you decided whether or not to believe such arguments. Let's see together. Number 1, the Curse of Timur. It is said that Timur, the mighty Mongol conqueror, ordered a curse to be written inside his tomb, threatening that anyone who opened his tomb would face a terrible fate. Shortly after the tomb was opened, it was in 1941 that Nazi Germany invaded Uzbekistan. When they opened the tomb of Timur, they smelled a strange and pungent odor. It smells like the oils used to embalm pharaonic corpses. The words are engraved on the tomb.
Whoever opens my grave will face a more terrible enemy than me. And another sentence was, if I rise from my grave, the world will become a scary place.
Number 2, Grigory Rasputin. Rasputin was an adventurous monk and Russian politician. He wielded considerable power and influence over Nicholas II, the last Tsar of the Russian Empire, and his wife, Alexandra Fyodorovna, and interfered in most court affairs. How he died is still shrouded in mystery. Rasputin's prediction of the Russian Revolution is one of the most famous predictions in history. Some people know him as a healing saint, and others call him evil. Rasputin attends a church on the first day of his arrival in St. Petersburg, claiming that the Blessed Virgin has touched him. The church's pastor, one of the few people aware of the king's successor's illness, introduced Rasputin to the court as a saint. They take Rasputin to the crown prince's bedside without telling him that the crown prince is ill. The Russian queen invites Rasputin to go to court. Rasputin sat next to the crown prince. He looked at her, and he took the crown prince's hand. He whispered something under his breath and stroked the crown prince's hair with his other hand. The next moment, the crown prince's bloodshed stopped. It was then that Rasputin replaced all the court physicians. He even predicted the time of his death and threatened to destroy the Russian Tsarist government in a letter to the Queen on the day of his death. He wrote,
"Mother, I know that my death is near. Today I am going through the last moments of my life. But be aware. If I was killed by the villagers and the gypsies and my friends, know that there is no danger to you and the Russian people. But if I was killed by one of your courtiers or relatives, know that you and your family will not live more than 2 years, and the Russian people will kill you. I love you, Grigory Rasputin's father."
His predictions and curses came true, and less than 2 years later, the Tsarist rule in Russia ended forever. Number 3, Curse of the Tomb of Tutankhamun. The sudden death of Lord Carnarvon, who was in charge of the search for Tutankhamun's tomb, sparked rumors that had long been followed in most media outlets worldwide. The reason for this fame was that a famous sentence was written at the entrance of Pharaoh's tomb: "Death will come to anyone who disturbs Pharaoh's sleep." It was rumored that Lord Carnarvon had died from the sting of a scorpion, a sacred animal in ancient Egypt. But in fact, he had died from a mosquito-borne infection. Dr. Jamal al-Din Mohrez was one of those who denied the existence of the curse, so he took the remains of Tutankhamun to the United States for further study. But a few weeks later, at 52, he died suddenly. It is as if whoever goes to Pharaoh's tomb and disturbs his peace will have no destiny but death, and this destiny may await everyone. Number 4, Curse of Tecumseh. For the past 200 years, the White House has been plagued by the curse myth. It remains to be seen whether Joe Biden will be the victim of the Tecumseh curse that has claimed the lives of several U.S. presidents. In 1811, Tecumseh wanted Native American leaders to unite the western Indian tribes of his country so that his men could face the U.S. Army led by William Henry Harrison. The battle ended in the defeat of Tecumseh and resulted in the death of his brother. It was a battle to defend their territory against the spread of American aggression to the west, which ultimately resulted in a terrible defeat for the Native Americans. Tecumseh died 2 years later at the Battle of the Thames while trying to help the British fail the Americans. The result of this defeat was the destruction of the Native American Confederation. According to legend, Tecumseh cursed American presidents. The curse was that any U.S. president who comes to power in a year that is divisible by 20, and also the last number of that year is 0, will die before the end of his presidency. This horrible prediction came true in 1841. This is because William Henry Harrison, who won the election of 1840, died of typhus in 1841. The year 1840 can be divided into 20, its last number is 0. Number 5, Curse of the Hope Diamond. Few people in the world do not know this beautiful, big and deadly diamond. Yes. You heard right. We introduced this diamond as beautiful, significant, and fatal, or better to say, a killer. We don't say that. Rather, the history of this diamond, which is one of the largest diamonds in the world, tells us this. When the owners of this diamond first held it in their hands, they never thought fate had pushed their death forward at the hands of a diamond. Legend has it that this beautiful diamond was kept in an old shrine, and with a powerful curse. Louis XVI gave this diamond to his wife Marie Antoinette. But it didn't take long for the French Revolution to happen. After the Revolution, he was beheaded with a guillotine. After this incident, this stone disappeared for 40 years, and after this time, it was returned to the French treasury. In 1911, Evelyn Walsh McLean, an influential American and a famous Washington Post newspaper owner, bought the diamond. She had said about this diamond, "I attract good things in the world, one of which is this diamond necklace." Her destiny was nothing but death. But her misfortune did not end with her death. First, her mother died, and then her son died at 9. Her husband left her for another woman, and her daughter died at 25 from a drug overdose. She himself died in a mental hospital. The Washington Post was handed over to someone else. This diamond has led many famous people to death, including King Philippe bought this stone and used this impressive blue stone as a decoration on his crown. It did not take long for him to die of gangrene. It is interesting to know that all the official children of the king died in childhood and after the death of their father. Wilhelm Fowler, he, a Dutch jeweler, and found this diamond. But his sad fate was that he killed his son first and then committed suicide. The last person to touch this diamond was James Todd. He crashed into a truck after this incident, and of course, before the accident, his house burned down. Number 6, Curse of Turan. Turan, the priest, cursed Hungary in 1000 AD. It is said that the country has been unlucky ever since. Some legends say that the reason for this curse was that the Hungarians became Christians and turned away from their ancient religion.